Good morning, all your precious souls. You beautiful, beautiful, loving souls. I am so grateful that you are all here on this planet with me at this momentous time. I am so inspired because this is a time unlike anything that we've ever known before. It's a time of huge expansion as all the ancient energy centers are being activated in the most profound way. You know, when in 2009, I was just called upon this journey of rediscovery, mainly because I asked myself, why I was born in Africa, and why wasn't I born anywhere else? And that sort of opened a whole new vista, a whole new life for me. My life has completely changed since then. But it's also changed is that I finally understood as I was shown and I was given this information, I was downloading it, which I have written down in my books on Africa and France. And even then, I am being led now in a new journey of discovery, which is just amazing. And you know what? It really brought me to the core of creation and what creation in truth is and how things are created. And it is an astounding journey because I am so grateful that I've been librarian all my life and that I've always read non-fictions and that I ask questions because in that I have a very open mind and it also open heart. And that is what the new humanity is all about. Because I'm often shown things that boggle my mind, that my mind cannot even handle. But it's the heart and the soul that knows for sure this is the truth. For me, it might not be the truth for everybody else, because truth is a very, very soul thing. It is something that you recognize in the depths of your soul, and it brings peace, and it brings balance, and it brings harmony. You just know this is the truth for me, no matter what other people are saying. Because a lot of people, when they hear the truth, it's a denying of the truth because they can't handle it. And to me, that's fine. Let them do what they need to do. Let them be what they need to be because we are all unique in our own way. I do soul readings, and this information is also transmitted through me for every single soul, especially the old souls. The new souls have now been born. They're a completely different story, but still they have a galactic and a universal soul records, which I'm now accessing. But what it all means is that we all have been here for many, many existences. And if we've not been on Earth, we've been for existences on galactic and intergalactic and universal levels and multi-universal levels. There are some very highly evolved master souls now currently on the planet, and they came here for a purpose. They came here because they knew that they had to now bring the work into completion, which was started billions of years ago. And the Earth is billions of years old. She is not just a few thousand years ago, because most people go back to Atlantis and even Lemuria, but they don't even realize what has been before that. To me, this is the beauty of what is now awakening. It's a seventh dimensional state, which was the original state this planet was born in. And we will only be able to access that information once we rise ourselves into the seventh again. And it's happening because the seventh is already revealing herself. The beauty of this is that we can only access it through the open heart and soul. We cannot access it through the mind. Because if the mind is divorced from the heart, you cannot access it. Why? Because I'm always told that the vibrational frequencies are so high. When this was sealed off in the planet at the fall of Atlantis, that it was purposely sealed off because we fell into the third dimension. And if we had accessed that, first, we wouldn't have understood it. B, we wouldn't have known what to do with it. And also, if we tried to access it, we would have disintegrated at physical level. You have to be at the consciousness level where you can actually access that information. It will not be given for you for any other reason or for any other access point except through that which is there within you. And this does not include artificial intelligence. There is a much higher reason for it, because your soul is what unlocks the whole. Most people don't understand that. I believe that in the fifth dimensional state, we will start to understand that the soul is a science on its own. The more I do soul readings, which is a gift that was given to me when I asked that question why I was born in Africa, I didn't know I had that gift until I started to access it, and I realized I don't need any outside stimulation. I needed to go deeper within myself. It's just a soul gift. And when I go back, I was an oracle in Delphi. I was involved in the mystery schools. And when I started actually going into the whole thing about the oracles, I was starting to download where the oracles were and what they were. They were actually high priestesses that were highly trained as transmitters. Why? Because the female has got an intuitive power that the male just doesn't have. It's not because any discrimination, but the thing is the male and the female are meant to enhance each other. But when they took the female out of the equation, the man went totally in his mind, and he tried to measure everything and put it in nice little boxes with labels on, and then he confused himself because he also took the divine out of it. Just like you can't take the mother out of creation, you also can't take the divine out of the creation. Now that the Divine Mother has returned, the Divine Feminine, balance is returning. Because now, suddenly, the intuitive women are busy standing up and they're finding their voice again. And so many of my readings, it comes forth that we were persecuted so much in the last few thousand years, where we literally were shut up. And any woman who was in any type of power place was just simply thrown out of it. And if she wasn't thrown out of it, she was burnt at the stake and branded as witches and whatever else. That's why that great that great persecution, I mean, it was the biggest massacre that ever happened, was in southern France, because a woman held the power. The Cathars had a woman bishop. It wasn't a man. Later, it was actually sort of to try and shield her, to try and protect her. It was made out that it was a man. He just took on that role because he was protecting her. Montsegur was never a castle. It was a temple. It was a most important temple. And it had mystery schools. And those mystery schools extended the whole of that known earth, because by that time, you must remember, they've forgotten all about that. And Plato says it so prominently, because he says that his grandfather went to Egypt to study at the mystery schools, and he asked about Atlantis. And then the Egyptian priests tell him that you only know about Atlantis, but there have been so many civilizations before Atlantis. And this is my task, to bring that awareness back to humanity about what was before. And I understand it now because I was a librarian in this lifetime, but now I'm just a librarian in a different way. Now I'm a librarian in the universal way. That's just the difference. But it's always something that I so love doing. Because to me, when I stand at that site and I start downloading, I tune in and I start downloading that information, it's always one of those aha moments. And then I think to myself, wow, this is what humanity had. And look where it's happened now. But the thing is, that's the beauty of it. Time and truth does not exist. They left something there that is so amazing, a legacy. And that is my dream, that in the new golden age that is rising now, I want to bring that legacy to humanity. That knowledge, I want to activate that again within the humanity. I want to bring that to the fore with great love. Because if you don't do something with love, it won't speak into the hearts. It won't bring the heart into that loving essence where every soul asks, what is it that I can bring as a lasting legacy to humankind with great love? And that's what we all need to ask ourselves. Everyone is important in this process because every soul is unique and every soul has got something special to contribute to the whole. It doesn't matter who you are. The most evolved souls don't choose to be right in the middle there, leading people. They choose to have quiet lives, many of them. And in quietude, they are busy doing their job. But it's not a job, it's a calling, it's a soul purpose. It's there in their very memory and the activation and the way that the divine created them. If you have a purpose and a calling, that is what will pull you through. Because the calling and the purpose is greater than the sum of you. It's not about you. It's not about your ego. It's about what you can contribute to the whole. It's what you lovingly bring into the whole. It's serving from your heart and your soul with love for the greater good of all. Not for self-service, but for the greater service. And if you are called, like I've always had this calling from I can remember. I just didn't at that stage understand what it was. Then you cannot be other than the calling that you're called to be, with love. And that is my wish for you this morning, that you will start activating that calling in a higher degree because you are needed now to do that. Everyone in his or her unique way. And when we all pool our greater knowledge, our greater soul knowledge, our greater remembering of the truth of who and what we are, wow, that new golden age is rising already. You are called. Do you hear that? You are called. In the deepest depths of your heart and soul, you are called to fulfill your soul mission and purpose on this earth with great love. Thank you for being here. Bless you. And may you find and live your highest truth as a soul with great love. Thank you.